Good morning, gamers. And if you're not a gamer, that is okay. You're going to be watching some W gaming today. Nerdy, today's the last day. We're going to be in the booth for a couple months. How you feeling? What are the thoughts going through your head? How early is it?
I am hyped. I think it's gonna be good. These matches today are no joke. I feel like I've been very excited for this for the past 24 hours or whatever. Um, and I don't know. I just think it's gonna be awesome. We've got three very skilled players from the top eight, and then we've got one from the qualifiers. Beef salad, of course, which is very exciting to me. I am, and all we've talked about this before, but I think all four of these players have not made it to the top four before. So we are guaranteed a new podium, guaranteed a new storyline. I will say though, if Raul wins, it will continue the trend of the first place player on the ranked leaderboard winning the playoffs, which is funny, and
That is true.
that would be funny if that happened. So
Silver
yeah,
won in season one, Loki won in season two, and we looked into it yesterday, Nerdy. Not only have any of these players not been in the top four, Raul and Priffin have played in the last two playoffs before this, and they both lost their first round matches both times. Raul did
wow,
win a seed both times. Priffin has won one seed before, but none of these four players is the first time in the playoffs for Hackney Noises and Beef Salad. So our bottom half of the bracket, completely new players, and then our top half of the bracket, players that have had their chances in previous playoffs, lost to qualifiers players both times in those previous playoffs, and then
wow,
now run into each other in the top four. And Nerdy, the stakes for these semifinal matches, not only do you get to play in the grand finals if you win, get a chance at that 3K, get a chance at that first place trophy, it's a guaranteed 1,500, even if you lose the grand finals. It almost
true,
the same weight monetarily as winning the grand finals. You're guaranteed 1,500 if you get there, and then
true.
you only get an extra 1,500 if you win. So I mean, this Raul Priffin match coming up, $1,500 in five seeds could be some of the most important Minecraft these guys have ever played in their life potentially.
That is a good way to put it. I didn't, I like that. I like that perspective. I think it's gonna be. I think it's gonna be an exciting match. Like a lot of these players haven't necessarily had like too much tourney experience or too much tourney
Yeah.
success, and so I think it's really cool to see new people here, and we're guaranteed new winners, and in either case, I think it's just gonna be some great Minecraft.
Yeah, I think Raul's won a TRT or two, and Priffin's played a lot of BTRLs and stuff. But in terms of, I think super high ticket things, like you think ESI, you think um, like the method stuff back in the day. I mean, there's really not that many tournaments anymore. It was sort of a heyday a year ago, 2 years ago. And I mean, I mentioned ESI. Hacking Noise is the only player in this top four to really go far, getting third place in ESI. So he did make some money from that in the last couple of months, but none of these players have seen a $5,000 prize pool before, and not only have seen it, but got this close to
Right.
tasting it. So I mean, I'm ready to get into the seeds today, Nerdy. I think we can take a look at the seed pick bands for this upcoming best of five. If you guys are
Oh
just
wow.
joining us today, we are playing the entire rest of the bracket out. We have the two semifinals matches, the third place match, and the grand finals match. They're going to all be best of fives, except for our grand finals, which is going to be a best of seven. We'll talk about how the seed pick bands work for that specifically when we get there. But Nerdy, what are your initial thoughts on the bands here? A little interesting.
I have to admit, I'm slightly disappointed, and let me explain why. I feel like Rune Portal and Buried Treasure are the seeds that I like watching the most nowadays because I feel like they are the fastest, and my short attention span just makes me want to watch the fastest seeds. So seeing RP and then Buried Treasure be banned immediately back to back like that disappoints me because I wanted to see like the sub seven, the sub six, the sub five. Well, okay, maybe not that, but you get the idea. I just wanted
Yeah,
to see the speed, and unfortunately, they're going for the slower seeds, which, I can't blame them, but maybe I'm a little disappointed.
it's just going to be more decision heavy overworlds, which is very interesting. Maybe both these runners, maybe it's early for both. I know time zone wise, it's not that early for both of them, but who knows sleep schedule wise, right? And also just like maybe you don't feel warm mechanically, right? Room Portal, very, very mechanical seed. Buried Treasure, very mechanical seed. Village, not so much. You can just kind of crit the golem out. It's not really too hard to do. You know, run towards the lava pool, you know, things like that. It's not like you're cranking a 2x1 where it's very, very precise, mess it up, have to build another portal in a different spot. So very, very interesting picks. Very decision heavy overworlds. We could see runners take a lot of time save or time loss in these overworlds like we saw yesterday in some village overworlds, in some desert temple overworlds. So I'm excited. I
Absolutely.
think we're ready, just about ready to get into it. I mean, don't have any player interviews for you guys today, as will be a 1 day turnaround, and we basically talked to everyone yesterday. Scheduling is not a W for us there, but it is what it is. Today, it's all about the top tier Minecraft gameplay nerdy. They showed up yesterday, they got here, they have to show up again today with heightened nerves, heightened expectations. Who do you think is going to win this best of five? What are your thoughts, nerdy? Before we get into seed one in just a second here, what do you think?
Yeah, I think it's a good question. I'm gonna go. Okay, I was thinking about this beforehand, and this is gonna sound really weird, but I genuinely believe this. Okay, and I don't mean this to sound like just me being saying a hot take for the sake of a hot take, but I think the fact that Raul lost not only one but two rounds yesterday, I think is indicative not of his inconsistency. I think that's indicative of his mental improving for me personally, because
Okay.
he got very unlucky in some of those seeds, and it didn't stop him from playing well. And I feel like for me, Raul's mental has been the one thing really holding him back. And now that we've shown not only that he sort of has like a snowballing effect when he's doing well and he keeps going in the previous rounds where he won like 2-0 or whatever. Now it's like, okay, even when he's losing, he's able to pick that mental back up, keep playing good Minecraft. And so for me, Raul is someone who is a very skilled player. We've known this for a long time. I think I'm gonna predict Raul takes this best of five.
All right. I mean, falls in line with the one seed playing better. I mean, I see the vision, and already in this overworld, we see a stark difference. I mean, it's a minor difference, but it's basically one of the only decisions you're going to make in this overworld. Ryle choosing to make an iron axe with the 6 iron from the blacksmith. You're going to need to kill the golem to get enough for a flint and steel anyways. You could craft a pick and a bucket, but what else are you going to do? Ryle making an axe and then opting to use that for faster wood chopping, and then he's going to use the last 4 iron from the golem for a bucket and flint and steel. Priffin making shears. So Priffin's going to have easier access to blocks from these trees if he chooses to, but not that iron axe, potentially faster later for blazes. We will see. Priffin, though, walking past a couple trees and has to cut back here for the shears. Raoul's already on his way to the desert, but I'm not sure if he found flint in a cave or not. Very interesting overworld so far. He's got the lava pool. Priffin surely will see this as well. And Raoul going for a woodlight setup. So a lot of variance here.
Okay.
Could be
So this
faster. It just
this
all
could be
depends.
faster,
Yeah.
could be slower.
He gets 2 woodlights there already, but it's just too early. Can't light when the water is in the portal and the portal's not even completed.
There we go.
There's a
There it is.
light. If that goes, that's what Raoul wants to see. Just needs to hop over.
Come on. Meanwhile, Priffin.
Yeah, Priffin's able to just light, and so
Yep.
Raoul is entering slower. Didn't find the cave gravel, but not
Barely
by
though.
much.
Look
Really.
at
Yeah,
that.
3-4 seconds, if that. Very, very close bastion. Both runners gonna find this terrain. Basically right there. And this is a manhunt housing angle. Should see the same route coming out here from both runners. So
There we see it's
basalt
kind of
bastion a little
awkward.
bit as
Yeah.
well, yeah. Ooh, Priffin toggling to hard and then instantly getting dropped on.
Ooh, yeah.
Just
Poor
scary for
heart.
the health. Don't want to die here, but we have the food to recover if we need to. Ral.
Yeah, one thing to
Oh, he's
note, I'm
dead.
not sure if Raul got carrots, but We definitely see those carrots in Priffin's so no carrots but apples. So this is interesting. So we have Priffin with the potential for golden carrots, Rao with the potential for a lot of he has bread and he has
Yeah.
potential for golden apples, which are more expensive, but both food sources are good. If this seed allows for the extra gold to be able to spare, I do kind of like Priffin's position. I'm gonna be honest. I just really like carrots. They're just super efficient in my opinion. Um, but the gap potential for Raul is not worth ignoring.
Yeah, I mean, 14 bread and 5 apples should be enough. I mean, even if he doesn't craft any gaps, but the speed of the golden carrots
Yeah,
is, like you said,
exactly.
just it can't be understated. You know, like extreme example, but a stack of rotten flesh is going to be more food than like 3 bread.
Right.
But in a lot of situations, that 3 bread is going to be better for you, and so that's kind of the deal with Priffin and Rel right now, like you were saying, with the golden carrots. Being able to just pearl a little bit faster to locations than regular
Exactly.
bread. Both these
Good.
runners cranking the trades. Looks like Rao's ready to go. Priffin also just about ready to go, saving some of that gold, but it doesn't look like it's mattering for the back end of the pearl trades.
Ooh, and Raul gets hit.
Yeah. On hard too as well, taking the same amount of
Ooh,
damage as
taking
Priffin.
another.
Little lower, but
Oh
he's
my
able.
God, Raul
Oh,
is just getting
two. Just can't get shot here. Yeah, and again, I mean, this is where the golden carrot would come in handy.
exactly.
Gonna have to heal here for a while, and I think
Oh
he's
my
just
God,
looking
and
how to
he's
get
just
out. No, he's
oh,
good.
he's
Just
scaring me.
scary. Yep, it is scary. Trying to get that pyrite. Wasn't think he got a accurate pyrite there, and I think Priffin sees the fort here in the basalt.
Yeah, and there it is.
Raul's got to find some better terrain over here. Looking like he's trying to go up or to the side. But that little fiasco with the piglins. Oh, and he's found some better terrain though to the fort. This is to the right.
Oh
He's
wow,
actually
look
gonna
at
enter
that.
like first.
Look at that.
I'm not even sure. This looks like potentially the same fort, very, very big fort, but
I think
maybe
it
not.
is. No, I think it's the same fort because we got the basalt here, the
Yeah,
basalt
yeah.
there. I think it's the same, but
Either way, Raul just the right side pearl saving so much time. I mean, even with the fiasco in the bastion, ahead versus Priffin, gonna come out of strays, spawners, blinds, all that now. Very dynamic part of the run, as always. And Priffin using the iron sword here. No stone axe play, like we saw earlier. Iron sword, it's something that I don't like, nerdy. It's been in discussion for a while. There's still very few runners that do use it. I know Silver was on that wave for a long time. It's just awkward. You still need to hit it 3 times. You know, like
yeah,
one, two,
it's
three, and so the managing the KB is just very, very awkward. It goes against everything that we've learned for a while as runners. You know, with axes since 2020.
sure.
So I don't like it, but it can be used well. And Priffin is doing all right with the iron sword. But Rao's got this early blaze bed here. If these rates are bad, this is going to advantage him a little bit, but Priffin is just purling around this fort for the strays as well. No hesitation. Triggers the second spawner, and this might be enough for Priffin to leave on 5 rods. Is this the 6th? It is.
Wow, nice.
Able to overlap here. But Rao's got this spawner. This might be Rao's 5th and 6th rod here as well. Very, very close. I mean, only seconds potentially between these runners.
Raul now building the portal as well.
Should be the same stronghold, but can vary. Don't think they blinded at the same exact spawner. But we will see when they headed chords. I mean, these runners are going to be heading chords at very, very similar times. Raul's able to pick up his eye a little faster. And yeah, he must have 6 rods because he is going. And so is Priffin. And yeah, they're at the same exact spawner here. How are they going to handle the terrain? Oh, did Raul pearl the wrong way potentially?
Ooh, yeah, maybe a little bit of a mistake there
Looking
from
for
Raul
better
somehow.
terrain. Yeah, maybe went right instead of left. Again, hard to tell with the chords, but Raul's getting himself turned around here.
Looks like he just doesn't
Priffin
like his
is
terrain.
Priffin's ready to go. Yeah, I'm not sure if it's a terrain situation or chord situation,
Oh,
but
wow, look
Priffin
at
is
that though,
building
Priffin.
his portal, and Raul's got another pearl or two.
Wow.
Yeah,
Very
I don't know what
efficient
happened here.
terrain nav from Priffin, I suppose. And but
Just might be the
Raoul's a little bit
seed.
stuck here.
Griffin gets that spike on the right. Rao's got to dig through. Should be just around this four-way through this door, I'd imagine. There it is for Priffin. Still golden carrots to spare. Nothing's pre-crafted. But we got 5 beds, 2 anchors. Rao's still digging. Priffin seed to lose in this moment in time. Open. Front 0, very easy looking. It's in the back. Small cage. Overshoots the pearl.
Misses the pearl.
Gets the second pearl up though. This is scary. He's going to have to go a little bit lower because of that. This could fly at 90 and give Raul a little bit of breathing room to get back into the seed. We will see. It stays. Will it stay through the
Looking
whole
good.
cycle? It should.
Wow.
Priffin saved by this low flyaway. This bad pearl doesn't end up mattering. And he's going to take the first seed in this best of 5.
Great recovery there from Priffin
Yeah.
on the 0.
Still got there with about half a rotation to spare. Was a very nice second pearl.
Yep.
To get back up, and that's the seed. Sub 10, Nerdy. Even on a Village Overworld, still cranking out the pace.
Yeah, a very just excellent play from Priffin throughout, and he takes the win. I mean, I think it really came down to that found stronghold split. You can see right there, 7 seconds apart on the finding stronghold. I believe Raoul may have been 1 rod down, so that might be a little bit off. So maybe it's just the fortress in general for Raoul.
Oh,
that
he
he
left
lost
on
some
6.
time.
It's just 45 seconds of terrain nav, and now Raoul
Okay, yeah.
didn't enter the end, hit the stronghold nav as fast as Priffin. But this 45 seconds, Nerdy, just too much for Raoul. I'm not sure if it was just not trusting the pearls, not trusting the terrain, but Priffin found something Raoul didn't. And that's our seed 1. Priffin 2 seeds away from his spot in the finals.
Yeah, and it's crazy too, because like if he didn't recover that pearl, I think that would be then just Raoul's game to win, you know? So that pearl was really high stakes and he still hit it.
Yeah, comes down to just the terrain nav at the very end. One decision. I mean, these runners so even, and Raoul even found better terrain to the fort as well, saving time on that split. So who knows what happened there?
Yep.
We'll have to just see him shake it off for C2.
Man, that was a good match. Good match. I'm excited for the next one.
Good sub 10 to start us off, Nerdy.
I want to see more. I want to see. I like the back and forth that match had, and I'm excited to see where the next matches take us. Personally, I I'm just very impressed by Priffin's game. That's what I feel the most in this. It's not necessarily that Raoul played bad. I mean, sure, the terrain nav was a little bit hesitant, and there's definitely some mistakes in there. But to me, the main thing I see is like, wow, Priffin played that really, really well. I feel like there was very few mistakes. Choosing to go for carrots, I feel like was really smart, and also just kind of generally playing safe with like the portal at the beginning, with the going for the light and still, going for the flint and steel. And just like decision making was very good. I feel like his speed was very good, and his recovery, like with the 0, very good. I mean, sure, you could argue that he shouldn't miss that pearl in the first place, but what I see from that is, okay, mistakes happen. Can you recover from them in the high stakes situation? Priffin said the answer is yes, and so I think that I'm very impressed by Priffin's game so far.
Yeah, perfect second pearl. I mean, Priffin taking a death in his last best of 5 versus Dougal, and we haven't seen that so far. I mean, we've only played 1 seed, but if you can shake off that big of a mistake and get your gameplay refined like that, very, very impressive. And I think we can look at the seed pick band now to see what Raul's going to send us in for seed 2. I mean, again, we have to play all these seeds, but you want to win this seed. You don't want to go down 0-2 in your best of 5. So Raul is going to be looking more confident in the Shipwreck Overworld compared to Desert Temple Overworld. And I know, Nerdy, I think I like this play. Priffin couldn't find a ravine yesterday. Lost a minute to Dougal in a seed. Just completely missed a ravine. And maybe Raul just thinks he's that much better at finding these ocean things, right? I mean, which is a bit weird because we did ban BT, right? And now we're picking Shipwreck if we're Raul. But I see the vision. It's potentially a less linear seed than a village or a desert temple. So I see why he's picking it. Maybe he's like, okay, if I get in Priffin's head, if I'm in the overworld first by a long shot, maybe this is good. But I could also see it backfiring if Rao's the one who can't find the ravine or can't
I
find the
agree.
shipwreck around the island, things like that. I think it's a volatile pick, but again, you got to win the seeds no matter what. And it is only the overworld that changes here during these seed pick bans. The Nether going to be the same. The End going to be the same. So, well, not the same per se, but like you can't pick the Bastion type. Is kind of what I mean. Like the Nether is what it is. We're not like seed injecting overworlds or anything like that, which would
Yeah,
be cool, but
that would be cool.
little
Here we
non-vanilla.
are.
Let's see. Both these runners opting to front load a couple logs. It's actually just, I think, always correct to punch 2 logs and then head to your shipwreck because you just have to punch 2 logs anyways, you know? Like it
Right.
just, no matter what you do, and then you can just get slightly more wood from the ship. And if it's a sideways ship, you can make a pressure plate and then sticks as well. So it's a very nice play. Damn, no
Interesting.
iron axe from these
Yep.
runners.
And
But
that's
I
unfortunate.
like. Okay, Priffin did grab 1 gravel. I was gonna say I like Rao's play grabbing 3 gravel on the side of the island, knowing that this is a lukewarm ocean, but Priffin getting 1 as well might mess him up a little more with grinding this gravel, especially if the rates are very bad. But might not be too bad if it's just 1 or 2 flint away, 1 or 2 gravel away from the flint. You know.
I do know what you mean, Feinberg.
Thank you, nerdy. 4 stew and 20 rotten flesh. Not the best food source, but I think these runners are going to be getting in the Nether very, very quickly here. Saw a ravine right next to the ship. You'd have to think it's where both of these runners are going to head to instantly. And surely something in this conglomerate of ravines is real here. And Rao's convinced. Priffin, though, looking
Going
at this
down.
rune portal on the side. Going to get 2 gold blocks. This is interesting. So this enter is going to be significantly slower, nerdy. Priffin is out of the way here. What's in
Wow,
this
cannot
chest?
place this sand.
Wow. Look at that chest, though, from Priffin.
What
4
was it?
golden carrots and a golden apple. So this enter, I mean,
Wow.
we can keep track of the time here, nerdy. This is
Yeah.
going to be significantly slower, but
Yep.
this has a potential to gain back a lot of time. Because
I think
Rao's
that's
food
absolutely worth it.
situation is not the best. I mean, yeah, if it was a looting sword in this room portal, it might just be over.
True.
I do like the play. I'm not sure if Rao didn't see it, thought it was too out of the way. It is a gamble, right? Could have just been a completely useless chest. But I think
Absolutely.
just being able to see the 2 gold blocks is just so huge.
I think that's a good point. And we'll see the difference here. I mean, a solid disadvantage time-wise, but will the material make up for it? We'll have to see.
Yeah. And look, Priffin's got a gold pick already from the room portal chest. He's going to
True.
have to craft one. So this is good blocks. Hoglin as well. If Priffin's not the one that needs more food in this situation,
Yeah, I was gonna
Ral
say.
is. Ral handling this Hoglin on the bridge, though. So they're going to trade time loss here. I think Ral might let that Hoglin simmer. Not sure if it will fully die or not, but some nice pyrite overlap on this bridge. And the route is started faster, but not by much, nerdy. Maybe 15 seconds
Yeah,
here. And Priffin just has much better food. This extra gold is not really going to matter in the bridge. That is one thing that Ral can be happy with. I mean, he doesn't know,
true.
obviously, that Priffin's
Right.
got this room portal advantage on him, but something that he doesn't need to worry about. Looked like a diagonal pyrite as well. And I'm not sure if Ralph spots that cooked pork chop from the Hoglin. It's just surprisingly not on the bridge, but it's also not in his inventory. So, food that he definitely needs in this situation. Ooh, Priffin trying to do a lower route, but then opting against it. I really don't know. Like, it's one of those Bastion variance things that just really doesn't matter because if it did matter, everyone would do one of them. Like trading the bridge piglins up here or down in the like stairs area, if you know what I mean.
Sure.
I think it's just like a pathfinding kind of deal. I know there's an auto funnel thing you can do at the top of this bridge, which is maybe better if you need to like totally manage your inventory, but who knows? Looks like Priffin's trying to wrangle a couple of these extra pigs here. which matters probably the most on a bridge bastion as you're trading potentially 16 blocks of gold. Both these runners pyring, looking for the fort as well. Raul didn't trust the diagonal reading that he got. He's getting another diagonal reading. This is wacky. Potentially 2 forts or weird places for the spawners.
Yeah, I don't know exactly what's going on here, but it definitely could be a little bit of time loss there for Raul as he's not able to, sort his inventory in that time.
Yeah.
But it looks like Priffin just
I think Griffin's heading for a
getting
pearl hang
ready.
though.
Yeah,
16
getting ready for the
obby.
pearl hang.
Very, very far pearl hang. Gonna let these pigs trade. Running very far for this pearl hang though. So we're gonna have to throw this,
Interesting. Okay.
hang it back, which is good. And Raul looks like he's just gone. But we're gonna get another Pyre out as well. This diagonal is just always so weird. And he's got the direction. But Priffin's got the pearling and he's gonna unhang this ASAP almost. Not the most amount of pearls, but neither would Raul. So
Raul's looking good here though. He's
yeah.
playing rather
I'm
aggressively.
not sure if these runners are going to the same fort or not, as I know Priffin's just kind of trusted that diagonal Pyre. And Raul had to re-Pyre a couple times. No fort on screen for their player. There is for Raul. Commentator's curse in a good way. As we find this
And-
waste fort. And yeah, Priffin, ooh, 18 chunks away from a fort now. So actually getting punished from his diagonal read. I mean, it is just awkward.
Interesting.
It is just awkward when it's a diagonal fort, Nerdy. I like what Raul did, just getting that
Right.
reassurance kind of, because it's just, you never know. It could be like most likely it kind of diagonal to where I don't know even how to explain it, bro. It's too early. Like,
just-
I don't know.
yeah,
I like the
it's-
Raul pirate again. Yeah.
It's hard to visualize sometimes, and just getting that
Yeah.
second reading is nice.
All I know is that I got it fully explained to me by 11D a few months ago, and it's like if you want to make 100% sure, there's like 7 steps that you have to do. Like if you get the diagonal and then you do it again, 1 render distance lower, and then you kind of up it in the mid. Like it was like an 8-step process to figure out exactly where the spawner is, or you could just go 2 chunks in one direction and then pyre again and then figure it out. And so that's what Raul did. He got the direction. He's added double spawner right now in this fort. I mean, just saving loads of time on Priffin. This is going to be his game to lose.
Yeah, Raul's decision making has been very solid this game. Though I will say maybe not going for the rune portal. That is something we're still not sure about. But hey, maybe it won't matter. That being said, I feel like this, like, look at this food advantage for Priffin. I feel like he looks, I don't know. I feel like that's not worth counting out. Those 3
Yeah.
golden carrots are good.
And
But
also,
then
I
he had to
mean,
waste a little bit to because he went a little bit, his routing wasn't good. He
Yeah.
had to throw more pearls, I think.
yeah. Also, I mean, thought Raul was ahead here, but Priffin just somehow has 6 rods, so his strays on his fort just must have went insane. But it looks like Raul's ready to leave too. It didn't fully craft all his eyes. But I think we're going to be seeing different strongholds from both runners.
Interesting.
Priffin's already here?
Wait, what?
Priffin's fort is better?
Wait, what?
He's building a second portal. I know they're at different forts, but his second portal's just
Oh my god.
in the fort here. And Raul has to go
That could
so
just be
far.
game.
I mean, yeah, this is crazy. And he's got a spike too.
Oh my
This
god.
is just
I mean,
it.
that's just ridiculous. I mean, it's just right there.
Yeah. And he's got 53 wool. And look at Raul. I mean, just has to keep digging for terrain as well. So I mean, again, Priffin still has to hit the 0. It is back. Small tower again.
Does he hit the pearl? No, he doesn't again.
Oh, he can't.
Oh my god. He messes up the pearl again.
Door is back open somehow. And I think his last golden carrot, trying to bow break now for half bow. Yeah, Raul has to go so far for this. Must realize he's at a different stronghold. Oh, slips. I mean, Raul can win this, but he still has to go fast. I mean, this is zeroable, right? Dragon could maybe fly, but he's got to go. Got to hold the mental together for Raul. Know that it's still winnable. And he'll know in 30, 40 seconds as Priffin is just waiting for this perch. He's going to not get that message. Oh my God. Raul maybe. Oh, there we go. I was going to say no way. The miss as well to rub it in. No perch approach from Priffin. Nice spike from Raul on the left there. Seed run flush to sprint, not even to heal. You're gonna see a hunger reset in the portal room, but can't even.
Nice.
There it is, though. Oh, is it too late? Is it too late? It's either gonna be a 1 and 8 for Priffin or a perch snap here.
Oh,
a 1 and 8. No snap. The fireball. Raul needs 3 pearls though, and look, is this a 0 eye nerdy? I'm not sure. He's gonna only have 2 spare pearls.
No, there's 1. I see 1. 2.
It's a 2 eye. He's good. Oh, if he knew. Priffin, no. Turn out. This is Raul's game potentially.
Can he take the win? Can he hit the pearl that Priffin missed? Let's see.
Oh, is it? No, not for Priffin again. Raul missed the pearl. Rethrows. Misses both pearls.
What is going on?
Overthrew both pearls, nerdy. We've seen 5 pearls thrown at these towers and 1 successful pearl from both of these runners or both of these seeds. You cannot make it up. And now Raul sitting, waiting for a perch at the same time as Priffin. Is that the snap?
No. Wait,
no.
Yeah, maybe? No.
Is it the snap? No.
I keep getting baited.
It looked like it. I mean, Raul had his chance to make it back there. Could have, again, I mean, we saw Priffin make it on the second pearl as well, and it just, that's going to be it for Priffin, though. That's the snap for sure. Been enough time. Has the explosives. So many beds as well as anchors here. That's going to be it. And, I mean, Raul wins this with the 0. And the pearls just don't make it. Oh, look at the splits. But this is, wow, yeah.
Priffin takes a commanding 2-0 lead early. Wow.
Yeah, I mean, that fort, just incredible variance in the time, right? Like, look at this. Finding stronghold to found stronghold split, that's a minute 40 on terrain. And a 20-second faster fort from Priffin, and Raul had a double spawner. Just crazy.
Yeah, I feel like I don't know. How much of this, in your opinion, can you credit to Priffin? As far as not necessarily the, obviously, both players played well, but that 126 difference is what my eyes are staring at. How much of that do you think is a difference in the 2 runners' play versus just RNG, in your opinion?
I think it's just all RNG.
Okay.
I mean, just the terrain to the forts and all that stuff. Like, yeah, I don't think Raul or Priffin really did anything wrong or correct, right? It's just you find different forts, you find different terrain. It was just a very, very crazy terrain difference there. Yeah, I don't really know what else to say.
No, that's you answered my question perfectly. Yeah, I mean, overall, I feel like these two players both played very well in this seed, except for the 0 for both of them. The exact same problem for both of them. And it's interesting because, I feel like we saw Priffin, we've seen that pearl, then therefore messed up 4 times today. It's a 1 in 5 chance of these high-level runners hitting that pearl, which is crazy.
Yeah, but I mean, maybe nerdy, maybe this minute 40 wasn't all RNG, but I think the only person that can answer that question for us is Fulham, sending us to our first of many mid-match analysis segments of the day. Take it away. Show us what we potentially missed, what these runners can do to improve, how Raul can bounce back.
Good morning, everyone. Welcome back to the mid-match analysis. I am Fulham, and it is time to go through those first 2 seeds. It is 7 Raul versus Priffin, which has been an interesting match so far. It feels like it's gone very back and forward, and something that I wanted to draw our attention to at the very, very start was just this overworld, a little bit of decision-making differences between these two top-level runners, and that was as simple as was brought up by the commentators. 6 iron in this first blacksmith, and we see that Priffin decides to go for a stone axe and shears, versus Raul on the left-hand side here going for the iron axe and the stone shovel. A little bit of a difference here, a little bit of a, an interesting decision-making choice because it allowed Raul to obtain more of the wood in the overworld, whereas technically Priffin had more blocks because of the leave play. I think it was quite smart to go for the shears there, guaranteeing yourself an iron shovel as well, because by killing the golem, you're always guaranteed to get 4 of those iron ingots in ranked. A little bit of a mod difference there. So, in further through this seed, I think that Priffin got a tiny little bit lucky in this bastion. Something that I believe the commentators missed. After angering the piglins, he was on only 4 hearts and was deciding to crank up to the backup blocks. And this happened. Angry Piglin comes from up here. Priffin misplaces a block and doesn't block him off. And this Piglin decides to completely ignore Priffin and go straight past and fall down this hole here. We're going to see that happen right now. Just completely forgot that Priffin existed. Walked straight through. And there was no... That was it. There was absolutely not... Brain turned off. This Piglin's AI just decided to go, I'm just going to keep walking. So somehow... Priffin didn't take any damage here and didn't die. But I genuinely think that was insanely lucky. Because I think that most other players, or like most other situations there, a runner's probably dead in that situation. You're on 4 hearts. 1 hit from that Piglin's probably going to drop you down to half of those hearts. And I don't know what you're doing in that situation. Piglin's angry at you, directly looking at you. You haven't blocked off any more Piglins from coming in. Very sticky situation if he does get hit there. Gets a tiny bit lucky, and I'm going to use the fact that he was lucky rather than skillful in that situation. However, Priffin played absolutely fantastically to be able to bring this seed back from what looked to be a little bit of a disadvantage from terrain. It's quite hard to get a clip to analyze terrain and terrain management because I don't really know how I can do that in a 30-second clip. However, 7 Raul used the terrain initially much better to find the fortress and find the terrain to the fortress. Priffin had a little bit of difficulty getting there. However, Priffin was able to actually get into the end faster because of his terrain to the second portal. Really used that immensely well. So it's kind of been a little bit of a back and forth with this first seed. And we saw that this pearl was missed. Obviously, the commentators were going crazy, and correctly so. I was going crazy over this as well. First pearl, it's a short back dragon tower going for the 0 cycle to ensure the victory for Priffin here. Misses that first pearl. And something that I wanted to bring up here is the fact that this island is actually quite short here. So after missing this first pearl, not only does the pearl not land on the tower, completely missing the tower up here, but also it misses this horizon line. It drops further down and goes into the void, meaning that Priffin's not going to get teleported and take twice as much damage. If this island was slightly longer, for example, and then this pearl hits the back of this terrain over here, this means that Priffin would not only teleport over there, which could be clutched out with a second pearl before it lands, but he would take that damage as well, meaning that he's going to take 2.5 hearts of damage from the first pearl that was thrown, and then 2.5 hearts of damage again, dropping him down to only 1 HP, allowing him not to even do this 0 cycle. So the fact that there was no terrain behind allowed Priffin to still continue and hit this 0 cycle, which he does successfully to finish out the first seed. Really, really interesting first seed. But that tower comes back to bite Priffin once again later on. Really, really interesting to see. Obviously does get that carrot eat off, which does allow him to heal during this 0 cycle, so I think he would have been okay even if it did land, but it would have been a lot more scary. Very, very clean 1 cycle, by the way. Wanted to bring that up as well. I believe it was 5 explosives. I didn't count them, but no anchors needed. Really, really clean damage on every single bed there. In the second seed, we saw that Priffin grabbed this ruined portal in the overworld, allowing him to get 2 gold blocks, which didn't actually advantage him too much because it was a bridge bastion. But the things that did advantage him a lot was that food that we saw right there. 4 golden carrots and 1 golden apple. Nerdy brought this up at the time. Really, really good food. Great saturation, especially towards the end of the seed where you might be needing to go for a 0 cycle, that sort of thing. Really, really useful in that scenario. During this run, 7 Raul started to gain an advantage, was able to enter the fortress first by a long, long way, and had blinded slightly prior to Priffin. However, Priffin's blind travel into end split was something that I really wanted to bring up. Use his boat eye to align his coordinates correctly in the portal, and then throws an eye right here, and we're going to see exactly what happens here. We're going to see an instant boat eye, a great eye throw, bang, checks the number of pixels, checks the Ninja Brain bot, tells him exactly how far he needs to travel to get to where he needs to go, and watch how quickly this terrain was dealt with. 1 pearl to the bottom of the lava, digs into the side of this fortress leg, and starts placing obby. Instantly, because of the spawner that Priffin found on a different stronghold, bear in mind, to Raul. We don't know which one the intended one was. I'm not the guy that runs the seed. I don't actually know which one was intended, but it did feel like 7 Raul's was easier to get to, and Raul got there faster than Priffin did, and had that double spawner, so had a big advantage going into it. However, Priffin's travel to that to the second portal was absolutely second to none. It was really, really fantastic. Again, maybe a tiny bit of good luck, good fortune from Priffin again. However, I think that Raul still had the possibility to bring this one back. This was Priffin's end fight. Again, the same tower, except we see this happen as he starts to place, to build up for that 0 cycle. Misses this block clutch, steps back off the tower, and falls down, has to pearl to survive. But something that the commentators didn't notice was the fact that not only did he lose a lot of hearts here, but he was able to heal back up with that golden carrot. He should get back to 7.5 hearts. This should be pretty fine. Should be able to pearl into the end. But what he does here is boat breaks to get an extra few wood. Now, this is a strategy that's pretty high level stuff. By placing a boat into the top pixel of a block, you can guarantee that it breaks when you get inside it and get out quickly. And just to make sure that it was possible to find where the top pixel is, he goes into boat eye mode to make sure that he aligns himself perfectly correctly. However, once he gets in this boat, if you stay in the boat for too long, you take a lot of damage. Now, notice here, I don't know if I can see it. Oh, I missed it by like a frame. You can see that he goes from 7 hearts all the way down to 2.5 HP. Now, keep an eye right on his HP, okay? There we go. 7 HP down to 2.5. Just because of that boat break, he didn't get out of the boat early enough. Now, this means that he can't pearl into the end fountain, forcing him to stay close, meaning that the perch takes even longer. And we sadly saw this happen, and it did take a very long time, allowing Raul to go for a potential comeback here, allowing Raul to enter the end and go for the 0 cycle. Shake of the mouse, clearly not very pleased with that play. And we're going to see that 0 cycle attempt right here. Raul entering the end, and as if it was foretold in a script, the exact same tower, the exact same 0 cycle for both seeds, and the exact same pearl miss. Except this pearl was missed twice, and he had no more pearls to throw, forcing Raul to have to wait for a perch and allowing Priffin to take not only the first seed, but the second seed as well. Was it down to luck? I don't fully think so. I do feel like it could have been a 1-1 tie in this situation had Raul have not missed both of those pearls. It's a difficult comeback to be mounted for Raul here. Can he do it? If there was anyone that could do it, it would be Raul. Priffin just needs to get one more seed in this best of 5 scenario. It is 2-0 to Priffin in our first semi-final. Don't forget, the loser of this match is not out of the tournament. They will move down to the third place playoff match. I'm going to send you guys straight back over to your commentators. Thank you very much for watching the mid-match analysis segment. I will see you if and only if there will be a Seed 5.
Welcome back, gamers. Thank you, Fulham, for that first of hopefully many analysis segments today. And yeah, I mean, I think the story of this match so far, Dirty, is this back small tower. I think that's all it is. Just can't hit the pearls, and we've seen it matter for both players, right? It matter a little less for Priffin than it did for Ral in these seeds, but I think it's very possible for Ral to bounce back. I mean, both of these runners experienced 3-2 matches in their best of fives yesterday. So I think if that storyline continues, we're going to see another 3-2 match, Nerdy, and we're going to have to see that starting with Ral winning this Desert Temple seed. It's just going to be what it has to be. We saw him have a faster overworld in the Shipwreck seed. I mean, mainly due to the room portal, but I liked Ral's play in the Shipwreck overworld regardless. And I think he played the seed faster up until just the fort shenanigans with the pyrite and the terrain. And even then was able to claw it back and almost hit the 0.
Yeah, I mean, it was been some exciting games. I personally still think Ral has a good chance here. This could be a real test, sort of, you could argue, for Ral, I think. You know, we've said that Ral has struggled in the sort of losing situations. This is the hardest sort of losing situation to come back from, right? Can Ral do it? Or is Priffin going to take the W in one of these next 3 seeds if we even play them? I don't know. We'll have to wait and find out, but I'm excited no matter what happens.
Yeah, I think if Ral can just take one seed, it's just the mental bounce back, right? Especially just a cleanly played seed, right? And I think he's been very close to cleanly playing both of these seeds, just small things here and there. And again, maybe he didn't even really make any mistakes in the last seed, other than the 0 pearls. Like, how much of the fort was on him, right?
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. It's it's very hard to make that call. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I think at the end of the day, you know, Ral did play pretty well with the exception of the 0. I feel like that's been the issue that we've seen that both players had last seed, primarily, right? It's just that 0, missing that 0 pearl. Like, and we've seen Priffin miss it twice, and we've now seen Ral miss it twice, right? So, I mean, I think I don't know if it's nerves. I know both these runners are very good at 0, so it can't just be, you know, lack of practice. I think that's probably just the best explanation for that,
Look at this,
mistake.
Priffin sees a ruined portal. Is Ral going to spot this, or is it going to be over? Potentially so early in this seed.
Looting 3 swords.
I mean, it's just going to be the enter. It's going to potentially be a light. Is it the enter, though? It is. Swamp Room portals sometimes don't have lava.
Wow.
KB, but I mean, it is the enter. And look, Ral's farming flint here. He doesn't see this room portal.
Oh,
doesn't even see a lava pool.
I mean, Priffin should just be able to enter, I think, like with this obby.
Yeah. I mean, even without. Ral hears a lava pool as well. Oh, needs to save himself. He does.
Okay.
Look how awkward the amount of lava here is, though. Yeah, gonna make a little bit of a weird portal here, but Priffin getting in as well. And he's gonna have more obby. This could matter.
Yeah, entering about the same time, but Priffin's just got that.
Yeah, Ral's gotta get Flint still.
Stuff.
This could take Ralph forever to get Flint, and I mean, he saw Priffin enter so quick. Still so much seed left to play. I'm worried about this extra obsidian that Priffin has that Ral doesn't. I think it could matter potentially a lot in this seed. It's just one of those things that if you have the 20 and the other person doesn't, could just be completely game over. Especially, I mean, look how much little food these runners have. But is Priffin going the wrong way? No, is this the right way? Is it though? No.
Yeah, I don't know.
Raul's already on the Bastion.
Yeah, what's going on here?
Different
I mean,
terrain,
they're-
maybe, to the
Yeah, I
treasure.
guess just worse terrain. He's
Raul
kind of
got
got
there
to loop around here.
so
Yeah.
quick, though. Yeah, I think Priffin just took a loop that Raul didn't. Just looked like he was going the wrong way for some reason. Especially, I mean, Raul looked a little bit weird on the Pyrite or the E-Ray. What I say? Interesting treasure, though. What are you gonna do to find the fort? And very important too on this low food seed, trying to take as little damage as possible in this route. Prevent opting for T-Wag's route. Safer damage-wise. But I think it's just a little bit slower starting the trades and keeping the trades going. But we will
And
see
you can
here how these
see-
runners play the backups. Yeah. Raul burning the left side pigs there. Hopefully that's not going to matter. And I mean, this treasure too, this extra 4 obby that Priffin has could end up mattering a lot. Haven't seen either runner check
Totally.
these chests.
No, that's an excellent
Nothing
point.
there. Couple obby
Ooh.
there. Only 4 though. Guaranteed 5 obby in at least 1 chest. So I think there's going to be obby in this double that Raul can use, and we should be fine. Yep, there's 5 in the bottom. So we just need 11 obby from the trades here. Priffin's only going to need 7 though. So if it's bad obby
There's
trades,
a chance, yeah.
yep.
There's a chance that Raul just might
19?
not have enough. Oh, 19.
But
Okay,
might
that's
be, I
good
mean,
for Raul.
dropped an extra 9 and might be waiting on more as well. Looking at the string, only 35. There's 20. Raul's going to leave.
Wow. Look at
Not
that.
even breaking the spawner. Maybe saw the fort on the way here, but he's just going.
Raul's just ahead.
Yeah, I mean, entering second as well. Doesn't like that terrain, though.
Oh.
Priffin burning. A little bit of damage. On this seed where you just have such little food, it might matter a lot. And Raul finds the terrain he wants to go this way. There's the fort. Priffin able to leave now as well. Is he going to break the spawner? Did he see the fort on the way? Nope, going the same way. Both runners going to find this fort. But Raul at the spawner first, just cleanly ahead. I don't think Priffin's got any equity to, negotiate this time loss. I don't know better words. It sound like a Shark Tank investor. Equity and negotiate.
No,
Big
I like
words.
it. I like it. No, that's excellent. That's excellent.
I'm doing my best, guys.
We've
Priffin
got,
getting some strays in this fort, but it's interesting just not at the spawner. Has 3 rods though. Raul's got 4. I mean, if you can rip the strays, you rip the strays.
there we go. We've got
Wonder how many explosives Priffin has though. That's an interesting thing to think about. Raul's got 2 beds, 2 anchors, so it's enough, and he's got bow and arrow potential here as well. Priffin, similar explosive situation. So this is going to be a half bow angle, which is not good if you're Raul looking to guarantee the win.
right.
At the same time, Raul being a gap short could also be good for Raul. Might not have to hunger reset for 0. You can enter the end on low health. I mean, it is nice to be able to pearl while half bowing.
Mm-hmm.
Just needs 1 more rod though. Priffin also needs 1 more rod, but has to do the entire eye measuring split. Raul doesn't get it off of those blazes, but it means Priffin probably won't either.
True.
There's the bow for Raul. But we're out of healing. 1 round flesh, and I think we're 2.5 down, so gonna be almost done. Priffin needing another rod as well. There's the blazes for potentially both players. Raul gets it. How ahead is Priffin on this blaze cycle? Is he going to get it off of these, or does he need another spawn? He gets it. Both runners leaving at about the same time. The strays, I guess, coming in very clutch for Priffin. Is that pearl good for Rao? It is.
Wow, nice pearl. Very close to not
And
being
look
good,
at
though.
Priffin on higher terrain. Rao finds the better terrain this seed, maybe. But Priffin digging to cords, maybe already.
Is that it? No, I don't think so.
Able to go in a cave, though. Priffin, oh, this upper terrain is just better. It didn't curve in enough for Rao. No, Priffin is digging still, sideways.
Yeah.
Rao finds another cave as well.
Oh, no, but there it is for Priffin.
What are these cords, though? Rao's got to be so close. 168, 138. Rao's right here, but it's 5 to 10 seconds. Again, it's half bow territory for both runners. So, going to potentially come down to the speed of the half bow. But that's an easy spike. Don't need that extra pearl. Should just be up here. Here's it. Bottom right. Rao gets the spike as well. Has to one-shot this nav to keep it close.
Yeah.
Surely here's on the
every
bottom.
second
Does
matters
as
here.
well. But he's got lower health nerdy. If
There
he
it is.
pearls in once, has to ground half bow. Priffin can go up here, which is just a little easier to hit your shots.
Rao's tournament is on the line here with 5
It's going
hearts.
to come down to a perch.
It's scary stuff.
And Priffin just taking down these crystals. I mean, he's throwing away the chance of the insta perch, but after these crystals are down, the odds are increased. And Rao's going to do the same thing here. Going to actually, isn't able to pearl to the center, though. So he's just shooting these slower. Any Dragon's Breath hit for either of these players is going to be very detrimental. But Priffin's now just waiting as Rao's still taking down these crystals. It's just going to come down to the Dragon Strafe patterns. That's all it's going to be. Rao trying to save health so we can pearl in. I like the play. Only need 4 explosives. Only need 2.5 hearts. Potentially even 2 sometimes. Just the perch weight. Looks like Dragon's coming to fireball Priffin. In the back right for Rao as well.
Oh, let's see here.
Not the movement for Rao, though.
Is that the movement for Priffin?
Not for Priffin either. But it's potentially looking better. No, not for Priffin either. Or for Rao's Dragon. Both Dragons just in the fly around phase, for lack of a better word. Not for Priffin either. At this point, there's nothing these runners can do. Rao gets a fireball. Looks like Priffin's about to get one as well. Trying to move around, get the Dragon to have LOS. Rao a little bit in the lead on these RNG rolls. Curving in around this node, but no. Nothing for Priffin either. We are just sitting and waiting. Nothing for Priffin again.
Is that one for Rao?
Same movement for Rao there too. Oh my god. Have to watch the breath. Even if you're Priffin too. Can't take damage and then pearl at the same time. Both these dragons messing around here. I mean, from a pace perspective, Priffin was in the end first. But both trading fireballs again. That's good. No, not for Priffin either. On the node for Rao, potentially. No.
No, it's fake. Oh my god.
For Priffin.
There it is. There's the snap for Priffin.
There it is, yeah. I mean, what can you do? It's not zerable for either player. Neither player trading the lower treasure or other backups for extra explosives, and comes down to that at the end of the day. Rao's going to get the perch, but no, it's still not even. And it would be too late either way. A quick 3-0. I mean, not the 3-2s that we saw from either runner in yesterday's best of fives, and comes down to the perch. Again, looking at the splits, Priffin's in the end first. Just, I mean, gets that nav better on the terrain nav. The stronghold split's identical, but the fort to the fine stronghold, that's 30 seconds. I mean, where does Priffin pull that timeout, you know? Wasn't sitting at the blaze bedded spawner, just playing strays better, playing terrain better?
Yep.
I don't know.
I mean, Priffin did a very, very good job. We saw in every single match, I was impressed by Priffin's specifically Fortress to Stronghold split. Obviously, there's the one where he just had the closer Fortress to Stronghold, but even within that seed, he played it very, very well, right? So it's not just RNG. He took advantage of the RNG in that seed, and in this seed, and in the first seed, he played very, very well, navigating to the Stronghold in the Nether. So just overall, very good play from Priffin. It's a little bit unfortunate that Raul has to go out on a perch race, but at the same time, I do feel like Priffin played exceptionally well today.
Yeah, I mean, in seeds 2 and 3, Priffin found rune portals that Raul didn't.
Yep.
Arguable how much it mattered in either seed, but Raul entering on this seed 10 seconds slower, taking more damage, falling into lava, having less obsidian, no gold armor. Like, it's a lot of small factors that add up, right? Like,
yep. No, absolutely.
could just be the overall play that comes back to bite him, and Priffin securing a spot in the grand finals. But we're going to see Raul play again today in the third place match, can still walk away with money. Going to see that after the second semifinals match of the day. And now Priffin just has to sit and wait for a few hours until he gets to play for a shot at the trophy, at the first place prize. But Nerdy, our number 1 seed is out. The streak of the number 1 seed winning ranked playoffs has come to an end with a quick 3-0 from Priffin.
Wow. Nice.